Does it seem strange that two football players can make the same play and the only difference is one gets millions of dollars and the other one gets nothing but a hug and a pat on the back? A college athlete cannot get a job while playing for a college team, so there are very limited ways to make money. Some people will say that college athletes get a scholarship and that's enough, while others will argue that certain athletes bring in a lot more money than their scholarship is worth. Let's take player Andrew Luck, previous Stanford quarterback and current Colts quarterback. A scholarship to Stanford for 4 years costs around $200,000. The time that Luck was at Stanford, he brought the school around $1.3 million.
Janard Robinson, former Michigan quarterback, was on the NCAA 2014 video game. The billions of dollars made from that product was not given to Janard Robinson, but instead the school and the video game company. These athletes that have made their name on clothing and other accessories are not given any money, only their face on the t-shirt.
We interviewed varsity coach Black on the subject.
My relationship now is I have a son that plays Division III football and probably a half a dozen kids that are playing Division III football. The college athlete brings in a tremendous amount of money for the school, and schools make millions and millions of dollars marketing this product called sports, and my guess is they receive their tuition, right, which is a payment in and of itself of $25,000 to probably $60,000 a year. My feeling is that what would make sense is that for the amount of revenue the school clears for the time that player is in the program, the money should go into some kind of annuity, and then they should have access to that money at some point and split in some way between the school and the athlete. As an idea, there are 100,000 people playing high school football, and there would be one of those players would play college, right? And then of that one, all those ones, maybe 1 out of 1,000 would play pros. So your chances of playing pros are pretty small as a percentage-wise.
Okay.
But I think the idea of paying for their college, paying for room and board, and then putting some money away for use later would possibly make sense. And if that's the case, it probably wouldn't change too much. Let's say a school makes $100,000 and there's 100 athletes in the program. Then some kind of merit-based way where you put $1,000 away each year for that player over their career, and then at some point they have access to that money, which then could help them start a business or buy a house or whatever they want to do, because the majority of people in college aren't going to play pros, and yet there's a fairly large amount. Everybody who plays a sport in college usually gets banged up and has an injury that could potentially limit their physical exercise over time. There's just so much money in sports now. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry that I think that the market says that a player should be able to generate as much money as possible. So if they're being marketed and they're making money for the company and they're making money for the school, it seems to me that in America, it's free enterprise and it's supply and demand. If somebody's in high demand, they should make a lot of money. So, I think that companies selling gear use pro athletes much like a drug company would use a celebrity as an example to market their product. So the only difference is the product here is entertainment, right? As opposed to a movie and sports, it's still entertainment.
ESPN pays $470 million annually for 12 years to televise the games. They also paid $5.64 billion just to broadcast it. The top 5 NCAA football teams that generate the most revenue, which is over $100 million, in 2008 were the Alabama Crimson Tide, Texas Longhorns, Ohio State Buckeyes, Florida Gators, and the University of Tennessee.
In our opinion, the NCAA should pay college athletes. The scholarship is not enough money based on the amount of revenue that these players are generating. We think that they should get paid because they lose their scholarship at any moment and have no money to support themselves and or their family.